You're tuned in to The Thinking Class with Lawrence D. Adams. Let's go.
Salute everyone. This is Lawrence D. Adams. I'm actually in the car. I'm trying to get to my destination so I can actually set up, and I don't want to be looking and driving at the same time. I got to protect myself. Shout out to Wade, everybody that's listening. This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. We are live today. Shout out to everyone that's listening. Man, today, I definitely, man, what a day. Have you decided what you want? We're going to talk about that today, especially when it comes to the game. But have you decided what do you want? And I think it's so important, that imperative, that we actually go there, because come on, y'all, come on, car. Every car is trying to look alike. Have you decided which one? I'm just trying to get to my destination. 1 second, and I can give you my full attention, but I don't want to be driving and looking in the camera. But have you decided what you want? Have you really came into grips on what do you really want out of life? And I think the problem that happens, especially on these social media streets, is a lot of people are taking on what other people want. A lot of people are taking on what a lot of other people want and not what they want. So we're going to talk about that today. I'm just trying to get my car so I can be situated, so that I don't want to be driving and talking, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to get that together. I did have some people watching. I don't know what happened to you guys, but I am live. Let me get to where I need to be at. Let me get right here. Let me get right here. 1 second, guys. Let me get to where I need to be at. right. Here we go. Hold on, these windows are not that bad, 60 something degrees. And so, have you decided what you want out of life? Have you really decided? I think what stops us many times from going forward is we haven't. You guys there? Let me see. Let me see what happened. I don't know. Did you guys can see me, hear me? Let me know in the chat room. I'm not sure what's happening. I hope that it didn't shut off. There we go. So let me adjust this because I'm in my car. So have you really decided what you want out of life? This is so important when it comes to the game. I'm here to tell you. Why it's so important is because loud and clear, good. All right. This is the reason why it's so important when it comes to the games because a lot of people have not made a decision that this is what they want out of life. So they allow their past parents, they allow their past limitations, they allow everything that goes on in their life to determine what they can have in life. And what I've learned is, let me roll my windows up a little bit. There we go. What I learned is a lot of people have so many things that they want, but they never make a decision to go forward in it. When I decided that I wanted a different car, I enjoyed that car, I began to make plans that this is the kind of car that I want. I started looking, I started looking at when we got newspaper, I started looking online, I started looking at all kind of places to figure out what kind of car do I want? But I had to make a decision. I think what happens is we don't make a decision in life or we don't make a decision in our lives because we don't know how it's going to happen. What's going on, Tommy? It was good to see you guys. Let me say that again. The reason why we don't make a decision is because we want to control the narrative of how it's going to happen. And we don't know when it's going to happen. Good to see everybody in there. Good to see you. Salute to everybody. Salute to everyone. I'm actually in the car today. Got my wireless mic on. But I gotta say this. What what is impeding you from moving forward is your ability to make a decision on what you want. Have you really sat down and thought, this is what I want out of life? This is what I want from a woman. This is what I want for my credit. This is what I want to be in 5 years, 6 months, 3 weeks. Have you really made a decision on what you really want in your life? And the reason I'm saying this because, especially because this is a man's channel, men are designed by nature to make decisions. We are logical thinkers. It is at the moment that you decide that what you want in life, the life begins to open up and give you that. The problem that we get hung up in, and I know I get hung up in, is we get enamored by what we see. We get enamored by, well, who's going to be there? How's it going to take place? And guess that stops us. If I can encourage you today in any way and form, is make a decision on what you want in life. I'm going to go into the esoteric part of it and the whole spiritual side of it, but it's when I remember the mentor or the great Reverend Ike says, you have to make a decision. It's only when you make a decision can God begin to move on your behalf. I've watched people waver between two decisions on whether they want this color shoes or that color shoes. And guess what happened? They end up not getting any shoes at all. The reason why I'm using shoes is I want you to get the point on what I'm getting at. Is when you decide. And let me give you first rule of decision. When you make a decision, you need to write it down. Let me say that again. When you make a decision, You need to write it down. You need to take it out of the spiritual, out of your mind, and you need to write it down and you need to commit to it. The moment you write it down and you see it that you're going to do this, it becomes alive. We got to realize we're more like the creator than anything else. We're more like God than anything else. So, and think about it. In the beginning, when God created the earth, he decided, let there be light. He decided, let there be darkness. It's only when you decide when things begin to open up for you. That is the way of the creator. You are like the creator, and you guys don't even realize how deep it is or how really simple it is, how much you are like the creator when you decide. So what do? I said right, but the first thing you do, you need to speak it. Let me say that again. You need to, if you make a decision, you need to seal it with your words. You need to say, I am going to do this. I am going to accomplish that. It's with your mind you decide, but with your words you seal it. And when you write it down, guess what happens? It becomes alive. You need to speak some things and decide that my life will not be the same way it was last year. Or not, let me say not last year, because that's too far back. 3 weeks ago, you have to make a decision. This is what I'm going to do today. Men make decisions. Thank you, Wade. I used to be indecisive and it was crippling. Right. Because when you're indecisive, you become an easy target. Let me say that again. When you are indecisive, you become an easy target. What do I mean an easy target? You become a target for somebody else to make a decision for you. That's why you don't hear me talking about all the stuff that's on social media, all the fighting, all the going back and forth, trolls and all like that. I made a decision that this will be a place that men can come and women can come, that we can talk and have a real conversation. Once I make that decision, when anybody who's a troll or anything like that comes up, they have to go because it doesn't fit their narrative. You have to make a decision, and you become, let me say it again, you become an easy target when you don't make a decision. You automatically set yourself up for somebody else to make a decision for you. And no, I'm not, ain't no way else to say it. It's not towards Wade, but this is towards the thinking class. When you do that, you become weak and you give your power away. You become weak and you give your power away when you allow others to make decisions for you. You become weak and you become disempowered when you allow others to make decisions for you. When you allow people, circumstances, even your limitations to what? Make decisions for you. Let me see what RJ said. Being indecisive leads you to a spirit open up to demonic attack. Why? Because you are operating in the spirit of fear and doubt. Ask me how I know. Ooh. Definitely it's the battle of the mind for sure. Right. I'm telling you, you open yourself. That's a good way to look at it. You open yourself up to everybody deciding for you. One thing I like about my sons, especially my youngest son, you're not going to decide for him. You're not just going to say, well, just take you. Well, I don't want to say that because we got, this is what you're going to do. He's going to question you. Both of them going to question you why you're saying that, because they need to know, is it logical if you making this decision for me, is it for my best interest? You got to be that dogmatic when it comes to the decisions that you make in your life. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this. This ain't a popular message. I know we can talk about Diddy. We can talk about, you know, Passport Bros. We can talk about what's going on with other people. But it's only when you, as a man, make a decision will life begin to open up for you. As you say, I'll be the first one to admit. I'll be the first one to admit. Is when I did not make a decision, peep this out. Is when I did not make a decision, is when life made a decision for me. Let me say that again. It's only when I did not make a decision, a concrete decision, and I stood 10 toes down and I stood on business, is when life began to make a decision for me, and I couldn't, guess what happened? I couldn't fight it. Some of y'all are dealing with the decisions that you did not make. Let me say that again. Some of y'all are dealing with the decisions that you refuse to make. You refuse to take care of business and make a decision. You are now dealing with that. You can't say it's the devil. You can't say it's God. It's because you, as a man, did not stand up and make a decision and say, nope, or you didn't say yes and you did not say no. See, it's easy to blame the devil. It's easy to blame God. Or you can easily blame your parents. You can easily blame the circumstances. It's because you did not make a decision. The other side of it is you have not, you and I have not got comfortable and comfortable enough to say, this is what I want out of life. Are you comfortable with the ability of the fact that you can have what you want in your life? This separates the men. I'm telling you, this separates the men from the boys. When you can say, you know what, I want that. I decide to have that. Now now I'm gonna go into the game. Now I'm gonna give a little game, then we're gonna go to the esoteric part, and then I'm gonna shut it down. What do you think women are attracted to? They're attracted to a man who's able to make a decision like that. They're attracted to a man who's able to be non-emotional about it and make a logical decision. Even the world rewards the man who makes a decision, who's not making an emotional decision, but who's making a logical decision that makes sense. The world rewards the person who's able to make a logical decision. If this is resonating with you, let me know in the chat room. Put a number 1 in the chat room. Put a number 1 in the chat room. The world will reward the man or the woman who's able to make a decision and not be moved by their emotions. Let me say that again. The world will reward the man or the woman who's able to make a decision without being emotionally driven. A lot of stuff you see on social media is decisions made out of emotions and not out of what? A logical mind. That's just plain and simple facts. When you make a decision, you're saying this is what I'm able to create. See, let me say this. Let me say this. This is going to be good. Creators make decisions. Creations accept others' decisions. Let me say it. Let me say it again. A person who is a creator makes decisions. A person who just allowed others to make decisions are at the whim of what everyone else would think in their decisions. And I know I'm saying decisions a lot because I want you to really get this. But creators make decisions. They decide on what will show up and what will be in their life. And let's be very clear. If we were really to look at your life right now, the sum total of your life is based on what you have decided. Who's in your life, what you wear, what you eat, where you go use the bathroom at, how you comb your hair, if you have hair. Everything is based on what you have decided. But the thing I want you to get is I need you to make, as everyone else like me, you need to make better decisions. Well, how do I make better decisions? Because it's going to go into the next thing. How do I make better decisions? You get better information. And this the other part of it. You make better decisions. This the esoteric part of it. You make better decisions when you trust yourself that you can make decisions. A lot of problem is a lot of us don't trust ourselves that we can make good decisions. I'm gonna let that sink in. A lot of it is we don't trust ourselves that we can make great decisions. Oh no, I'm not that good. I don't know. You know, they know better than me. You don't trust yourself enough that you can make decisions. You got to get out of that mindset that you are unable to make clear decisions. You need to look yourself in the mirror or go, like I say, go within and tell yourself, I make excellent decisions. I'm able to deal with the consequences. That's many of the problem that I see a lot of us that we have is we don't trust ourselves enough that we make great decisions. And so we give that responsibility to other people because we think they make better decisions. You need to go and trust yourself and say, you know what? I don't care if I made bad decisions in the past. I make great decisions right now. I make great decisions right now. I'll get this time just because I failed in the past and making decisions doesn't mean that I'm going to fail in the future and make a decision. I make great decisions right now. Well, and this is the thing. Don't allow your failures to stop you from making decisions or making better decisions. We all done failed. I done messed up with women. I done messed up with money. I messed up with my budget. I messed up with when it came to cars. We all made bad decisions. It's only when you decide that, you know what, I am not going to allow my decisions I'm not going to allow my failures to stop me from making great decisions. Stop beating yourself up. Get up and make a decision today that I'm going to have a better life. One of the things that I'm sort of shifting for us with the thinking class, that's why I don't do all that entertainment kind of stuff, is because I want men to be the best version of who they are. The goal that I have in mind, or what I think about the thinking class, or the decision that I made, that we are raising up Renaissance men, not cowards, not punks, but Renaissance men, men who think, who understand the science, who understand the fashion, who understand certain things. But this is not for every man. Let me say that again. That's why the thinking class is, I'm not trying to reach everybody. I'm not trying to reach the masses. I'm only reaching the particular men who want to be Renaissance men who are distinct in what they do, men who understand the English language or the language that they're accustomed to speaking. I'm only want to reach those men. I made a decision about a couple weeks ago. I'm not trying to reach everybody. I'm not trying to give the fire. Thank you for the fire game. I'm not trying to tell every man about how to get women. No. I want to raise up men that are going to be Renaissance men who make a difference in their lives and the people around them. That's all I want to reach. That's why I don't do the whole bashing of women and women ain't nothing, and I don't have time for that. Renaissance men don't deal with those type of women. And if they do run across those type of women, they automatically make sure they flush them out of their lives. I want to deal only with men who want to think, but who are renaissance in their thinking, in their approach, and how they deal with life, who want to deal with the finer things of life. Forget all this. Forget all. I'm not trying to deal with this ghetto mentality. I'm not trying to deal with this, who did, who shot what, and what Diddy did, and what Puffy did, and no, Puffy and Diddy, same person, and what Rick Ross did. I don't care about that. We're not dealing with that culture. If anything, we should be the people who set up the culture. I don't know who needs to hear this. Let me roll my window because I'm getting loud. I don't want nobody to be like, let me say that again. This is about, and this is Renaissance is not just predicated just because I got women who listen to, but also to men, to women too. But I want you to realize that I want to raise up men and women who are Renaissance, who want the finer things in life, who want the style and the grace, who knows how to move in different stratospheres. I talked about that last year or the year before last. Who able to move in different countries, who's able to talk to a governor, but able to also talk to the person on the street, a Renaissance person or a Renaissance man. So it's when you make a decision that that's what you want. This is where you need to be at. This is why I call it a thinking class. It is not for people who want entertainment. If you want to be entertained, I'm here to tell you, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not about to be a monkey on the show. No, I'm not about to be tap dancing. I enjoy having fun. I can crack jokes, but I'm here to raise up men and women to be Renaissance, to be who going to make a difference in their life. Now, the way I do it is spiritual, the spiritual and the game. But I'm here to raise up men and women to be the best version of themselves, the best version of themselves. And that means I'm going to eliminate a lot of people. That's why I'm saying this class is not for everybody. Not for everybody. Let me get back to, I don't know why I run on that rant, but I need to say this. I needed to say that. But let me get back to this point here. I say you need to speak it, you need to write it down, but you also must have a conviction on what you want. That what you want wants you. That what you want wants you. Let me get something. Hold on 1 second. That what what I mean is you make a decision on the inside of you. That means you go within, and whatever you decide, you have it then. Not on the outside of you, you have it on the inside of you. This is the esoteric side of it. When you make a decision, whatever it is, let's say it's the bicycle. You want a bicycle. You decide on the inside, I have the bicycle already. What do you do from there? You live in that conviction that you already have that bicycle. You already have what you want. You don't need to convince anybody else but yourself that you have it at the moment that you made that decision. How it's going to happen is none of your business. Let me say that again. How it's going to happen is none of your business. This is where people get tripped up at. It's the how. But when you decide, you go within and you see yourself already having which you decided is what belongs to you. You don't, let me say this. Some of y'all don't realize some things haven't showed them into your life is because you have never decided that you wanted them. Some things has not showed up in your life some things have not showed up in your life is because you have not decided that you wanted them. You have not made a decision that I want that and that I have it right now. Some things have not showed up in your life. Money, y'all women, this, whatever it may be, it's because you have not made a decision that this belongs to me. That's why you go within. When you go within, it projects without. When you go within and say, you know what, I have that. I'll give you an example. When I wanted a particular young lady, I didn't try to convince her on the outside. I convinced myself on the inside that I already had her. I already been with her. We already went on a date or whatever the case may be. So you have to have a conviction on the inside of it, on the inside that the decision that you have made is already concrete clear. When I seen this car that I'm in right now, I made a decision that week and I seen the color, money green. Well, it ain't really money green, but it's forest green. I already decided I will be driving that car down the street. The same thing goes to anything else in your life. You have to go within and make a decision that you can have anything that you want, but it is only a decision away. It's only a decision away. I remember when I was in the valley, I was making bad decisions. I shouldn't be sharing this. And every time I looked around, every decision I made, it was a failure. And I couldn't figure out what was going on with me. Why every time I made a decision or I decided to move forward, I was making two steps back. And I kept making just bad decision after bad decision. Failed marriage, lost houses, lost cars, money, home. What was it? And I couldn't figure out why I was making bad decisions. If you ever been in that place, let me know in the chat room. That every time you looked around, you were making bad decisions. You're like, man, dog. Every time I looked around, dog, I made another bad decision. This didn't work out. And I'm gonna give you the answer of how I got out of it. If you ever been there, let me know in the chat room. Have you ever been in a place when every time you make a decision, it seemed like it just got worse and worse, and things just got crazier and crazier? People start tripping. Let me know if you ever been in that place. Thank you, Wade. Where you just, man, every time you looked around, like, dog. And I'm gonna give you the answer. This is gonna give you the answer. And I said, man, I'm reading books, I'm studying positive things, I'm around positive people. Why am I keep making bad decisions and things not working? And then it came to one place in my life. The problem wasn't my ability to make decisions. Pay attention to what I'm saying. The problem wasn't the ability to me to make decisions. The problem was I experienced the indecisive piece of it. Yeah. Okay, let me tell you what the problem was. Y'all need to catch what I'm about to say. I had the wrong story about who I was. What do you mean, LDA? I had the wrong story about who I was. First, the story that I had was that I always make bad decisions. The next story that I had that was going on inside of me is that every time I make a decision, it never works out. The other story I had going on inside of me, it was anytime I make decisions, it's going to get worse and worse. So my self-image, or the way I view myself, was from a person who was a bad decision maker, even though I made decisions. Let me say that again. So what was going was, I was making decisions, but I was making decisions from a point of view, or from a story that was flawed. I was making a decision not as a person who is successful, who can accomplish great things, who always gets what he wants, who always moving his. I was making decisions from a flawed story. So no matter how many times I made decisions, the story that I had about myself kept playing out in my life. Hope that makes sense to somebody. It's because the story that I had inside of me was wrong. So I was making decisions. It's like I was making decisions not as a successful person. I didn't know who I was. Correct. I was making decisions not as as a successful person. I was making a decision as a person who was a weakling, who didn't know what was going on. I was making decisions from the wrong state of mind. So every time I made a decision, my internal conversation, or my internal way of thinking, was stopping me. That's why I'm so important. That's why it's so more important to get your mind correct when it comes to this. So you can make all the decisions you want in your life, but if you're coming from an old story of being defeated, being a victim, guess what's going to happen? You're going to make bad decisions. If you're coming from the story, if you're coming from a story of being defeated, you can't make it. Last time I did this, it didn't work. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to make bad decisions. I've watched it too many times. I've watched it in my own life. I'm saying it because I want to help. If this is helping you, let me know in the chat room, because I could be just talking to myself in the car. Let me know if you unpicking up what I'm putting down. Let me know in the chat room. The problem wasn't your decision making. The problem was your story that you believed about yourself. The problem wasn't your decision making ability, but it was the wrong story that you had about yourself. Good. It was when you begin to see yourself. See, think about this. I'm gonna say it this way. How a millionaire thinks and how a poor person thinks. How a millionaire thinks and how a poor person thinks are completely different. Let me say that again. How a millionaire thinks and how a poor person thinks are completely different. And the reason why they think differently, because their stories about themselves is different, but also too, when they make decisions, one makes the decisions from the mindset of being rich, one makes the decisions, make a mind comes from the mindset of being poor. So every decision that he makes is going to be poor. So that's why you can take all the money away from a millionaire, and within 6 months or 2 weeks, he's back making a what? He's back making what? What's going on? He's back making what? More than enough money. Wow, look at this. Y'all know what to do. You know what to do. That's the difference. That's the difference between you making a decision from a place of what? Okay, I don't know what happened. Let me get this. I'm not sure who you are, but that's a long name. But I don't want to get a distraction about what you're doing. But you, first time seeing you, please stay on track. If not, this is not the place for you. So when you make it, so when you go within and you make a decision from a place that you are the man, that you are worthy, that you are deserving, you make better decisions. Let me say that again. When you come from the place that you are the man or you are the woman, that you are worthy, that you deserving, guess what happens? Any decision you make from there is going to be a win. The problem is we have the wrong story when it comes to us making decisions. The millionaire has a mindset that when he makes decisions, things are going to work out. And guess what happened? The world confirms that in his life. Let me say this. The person who's waiting for, let me say, how can I say it? The person who's waiting for life to happen to him is going to lose. The world, I'm going to say it again. I said it earlier. The world only rewards the person who's able to make a decision. But this is the thing. This is the other side of it. Ooh, I'm getting hot in here. Hold on. Oh, I forgot I got air conditioning. There we go. Let me say this. This is the point you got to really get. When you make a decision about your life or anything else, expect people not to agree with you. Expect people not to like you that you made a decision. The indecisive person hates the person who's able to make decisions. Let me say that again. When you make a decision, expect people not to agree and like the decision that you made. You cannot be emotional about the decisions that you made. Plain and simple. I know some of y'all want everybody to just say, "Oh, you made a decision. Oh, Google Gaga, that's good for you. Oh, you decided to do that. Oh, you decided to start your business. Oh, you decided to move." Expect people not to like the decision that you made. This is real talk. Expect people not to like the decisions that you made about you. Oh, that's so cute. You decided to get some new shoes. You decided to buy a house and you decided to buy a house over here and you decided to get a house over there. Oh, that's so cute of you. Expect people not to like the decisions that you make in your life or the decisions that you decided. Because the thing of it is, your decisions must be tested. Your decisions must be tested. Do you really stand on the decisions that you made? Let me say that again. People are not going to like that you make the decision. They're not going to like that. They're not going to like not only that you made a decision, they're not going to like that you are going after what you want. Let me say this very clearly because this got to be said on these YouTube streets and I'm just on YouTube today. Facebook couldn't pull up. When you make a decision to go after what you want in life, expect people not to like you. Expect people to talk about you. Expect people not to agree with you. I'm here to tell you. I promise you. When you make a decision to go after what you want, Expect people not to be happy about it. Oh, I'm going to move out the country. Expect people to start talking about you. Oh, I'm deciding to purchase another car, but you ain't paid the other car off. Expect people not to be happy about the decisions that you make. You must have thick skin to be, you must have thick skin to say, you know what? The decisions that I'm going to make, it's not going to make everybody happy. Everybody's not going to agree with them. Everyone's not going to be overjoyed that I made this decision. It comes even when you got to make a decision to cut people off. You know what? This ain't going to work. Everybody ain't going to be happy that you cut them off. Some people are going to be mad. You have to be okay with that. You can't be whining and crying. And, oh my God, I don't know why everybody laughed. You decided, you made a decision. People are, let me say this. If you're looking for people to celebrate you for making decisions, you're already defeated. Let me help. I'm trying to help somebody else. If you're looking for people to be happy that you decided that you wake up today, that you're going to go after what you want, you're going to the beach today, you're going to have that life, you in the wrong channel, you in the wrong place. People are not going to celebrate you for the decisions you make. They're going to celebrate you for the results that you have. Oh, I'm talking good now. People are not going to just celebrate you because of the decisions that you make. They're only going to celebrate you because they see the results of the decisions that you made. That's when the tide changes. If you're looking for anything else, you in the wrong class. You need to go back to the elementary class. Shout out, thank you, Wade. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. LD is always a pleasure, my friend. Appreciate that. I don't know why it's not showing. There it is. Thank you. You got to have receipts. It is only then will people celebrate you. I, man, I wish men would get this. So many men miss this when it comes to life. Come to life. People are not going to celebrate you. They only celebrate you when you have, like you said, receipts. Appreciate that. I'm telling you. If I can tell you, if I can tell you how many times when I made a decision and everybody didn't like it, when my family didn't agree with me, when my sons thought I was crazy, when my family thought I was crazy, and I made a decision, no, this is what I'm going to do. But when the results came, oh, I always knew you can make it. I knew you was about that life. It's you got to have thick skin to make a decision. Everybody ain't gonna celebrate you. Do you know how many people were upset? They were throwing, as they would say in the streets, throwing shade at me. Oh, you got that car. You must think you better. Guess what? I made a decision. This is the way I'm going. This is how serious it is. Some people, they don't say it, but they're upset. Why you don't go certain places? I made a decision. I can't go everywhere. LDA cannot go everywhere. I'm sorry. I can't go with everybody, what everyone's dealing with. I can't do it. Sorry. You're not going to catch me at certain places. I made a decision. I know what I want out of my life. Let me say, I'm saying that because somebody needs to hear this. The ability to make a decision for yourself is going to pay off. Stop looking for outside validations and you validate yourself. Appreciate that. Wow. Thank you so much. Y'all, thank you for showing the love. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Internally, I'm grateful. Externally, I'm grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Wade. Thank you. Thank you. It's when you make a decision in your life that life is going to reward you. Stop waiting for people to give you, boy, that's a good job. You did a good job. You need to celebrate yourself first. Mm. Wait, why you do that? Why you do that? Wade said, Jesus said, let your yes be yes, that your yes means yes, and your no be no. If more men on social media and more men in real life would do that, we'll change the whole world. That's why this class ain't for everybody. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. And what is this? What does it also say? A double-minded man can receive nothing from the Lord. If you double-minded, don't think you're gonna get anything. Don't think you're gonna get anything. Life rewards the man who makes a decision and goes after that. I know it seems like I'm all over the place, but I'm really writing. I'm right in the right place. Life rewards the man who's able to make a decision and go after that and say, that's mine. How it's gonna happen? That ain't none of my business. That's mine. I remember a story. I remember a story I read where this guy was, this couple was married, and he was in a small town, and he wanted to go to the big city. So he told his wife, "I'm going to go to the big city and see what it's about, and I'm going to send for you." So he went to the big city and made a decision that I'm going to get my wife out of that small town. We're going to have a beautiful house. We're going to do well in business, and everything, we're going to raise our family here. It was at that point that he made his decision and he sent back for his wife that doors begin to open up for him. Some doors are not going, this sounds cliche as I know, and I'm not trying to be like be saying a bunch of cliches, but some things are not going to happen until you make a decision. I don't know. I don't know who needs to hear this, but they need to hear this. And let me say this too. Sometimes the reason why you not make a decision is because you are afraid of going after what you want. Let me leave that right there. Let this that's the real deal. The problem, the real issue is reason why you're not making a decision because you're afraid to go after what you want. You're afraid to do it. You're afraid to say, you know what, I want that. You're afraid to go after what you want. That's why you ain't make no decisions. That's the reason why you stuttering and I don't know, and you shucking and jiving because you're afraid to go after what you want. If I can put some fire under your assets right now and say, go after what you want. You know you want that. Go after that. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Don't allow your limitations or don't allow what you think is a lack of money. Money only shows up to what? Help you. Go after what you want. Stop being a punk about it. Go after what you want. Some of you have dreams. Man, I'm seeing somebody now who have dreams, who has aspirations. The reason why you haven't gone after because you're scared. Go after what you want. Now, I'm not trying to be no motivational speaker right now. I'm giving you concrete steps on what you need to do. I'm saying go after what you want. It's the story in the Bible with Joshua. He seen the land, and the other people said, "Oh man, there's giants in the land. I don't know how we gonna do it." I don't know. It's people over there that got they got guns, they got knives, they got tech nines, they got machine guns. Joshua said, "Nah, dog. I'm going after what I want. This promise belongs to me. I'm going after it. I'm going to take the land. I'm going after what I want. I'm going what I deserve." This is the difference from being a victim to being a person who's a conqueror. Creators and people who dominate make decisions and they go after what they want. Let me throw those words out again. Creators and people who dominate. This is something we scared to say especially in these YouTube streets. Oh no, don't say that. You got to be politically correct. Oh my God, you just say dominate. You shouldn't dominate. We should all just get along. I'm gonna tell you like this. Either you eat or you be eaten. Either you eat or you be eaten. Or you be ate. Whatever you want, how you want to say it. You either dominate or someone's gonna be dominating you. I would say it another way, but it's a little bit more crude. And I'm trying to make sure I elevate the consciousness of the people here. I'll say it this way. Either you bending over or somebody's bending you over. God told them that the land was theirs and to go and take it, and they still doubted. Correct. God told them to take it. Oh no, man. I got you. God told them to take the land that was theirs and to go and but it let me say that again. God told them that the land was theirs and to go and take it, but they still doubted. Just like a lot of y'all, just like a lot of us. There's some things I know I should be doing. Just be very clear. I should be dominating a certain area. Go take it and it's mine. But where do you take it first? You got to understand this. Please understand this. This makes the difference. You take it first in your mind. Let me say that again. You take it first in your mind. You go into your imagination. I keep telling y'all, the imagination is the playground of the gods. You go in your mind and you see yourself taking over. Whether it's business, whether it's sports. You think even in sports, in order to make that shot, he's already thinking about, I already made that shot. You must take over in your mind. People know when a person who's a creator and who's a dominant, who decide I'm going to take that over. Too many of y'all are walking around like lions. Let me say that. You walk around a lion, you walk around like lions, but you ain't got no kind of roar, and your teeth are all broke out. People need to know that when you show up on the scene, oh, I got this. You need to take over. I'm not saying that you need to bully people, that you beat people down. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying, when you go after what you want, like the example of Joshua, he wasn't backing down. Some of y'all been backing down for what God told you, what you know you should supposed to have. And you selling yourself short. If you know you have not been dominant in your life, you need to make a decision today. You need to go within and say, I will be dominant from this day forward. This is the thing. You go within your mind first. You go in your imagination and you see yourself being dominant. If I can tell you how strategically I do this all the time. So you think by being dominant, how can I say this? The first place you must dominate is yourself and your mind. When you dominate your mind, you're able to dominate everything around you. People can feel that you are a person not to mess with and that you're in full control and you will dominate. This is what's missing with the men today. We're too many men are watered down, mush mouth, and don't make decisions and they don't dominate. If this is making sense to you, let me know in the chat room because I know some of y'all them fell off. Y'all thought about, wait a minute, LDA, you're talking about dominating, you going after what you want. A man, see, this is the thing. We have so many we got so many things that are convenient to us and comfortable to us that we don't dominate like we used to. We don't go after what we want. And you go after what you want first in your mind. Let me say that again. Thank you. You go after what you want in your mind first. When I wanted that job, when I wanted a particular job, I already had the job in my mind. So when I went to the job interview, I was just going through the motions because I already had the job. Let me give you an example since y'all don't want to believe me. My son, congratulations to him. He's got an internship at a very great business. But this is what I told him. He was going for the interview and he was saying that he was going for the interview. I told him in our private chat, congratulations, son, on the job. He was looking like, what? I haven't even went to the interview. But when he went there with the mindset that this internship, oh, I got this. Thank you, Wade. I wish I had I had my thing. People people have been conditioned to be weak and to have victim mindset. That's why I don't. If you want that mindset over here, you please leave this chat. Please leave here. This ain't for you. Please leave. Please. If you're gonna play the victim, you're gonna cry and whine, you're not gonna make it. Back to my son. My son went in there and dominated the interview. That to the point where the interviewer says, you were the clear choice out of everyone. Let me say that again. You were the clear choice out of everyone. He made a decision. He went into his imagination, seen himself having the job, dominating the interview. When the interview was done, he said, Dad, I thought I was talking too much in the interview. They said, no, after you finished explaining everything and talking, you were the clear choice. Let me give you a little caveat to help somebody out. My son, when he was younger, used to have a speech impediment. He used to stutter. But he wasn't going to allow that to stop him. He understands that I must dominate this interview because it belongs to me. I will not settle for anything less. And if this doesn't work out, I will have something better. Matter of fact, he's in the place where he's dominating this, where he's even getting money from his school to be a part of this internship. It's all up here. It's because he made a decision, and with the help of his dad too, with some fire under his butt, I'm going to have an internship this summer. He wasn't going to allow anyone to stop him. He wasn't going to allow anything to stop him because he made a decision and he dominated. He talked to his counselor several times, once every week. Uh-oh, somebody get it. Speak those things as though they were. That you got it. Speak things that are not as though they were. Right there is the key. Call those things to be. Call those things that are not as though they are. That right there. So this is the thing, is I'm almost at an hour. Let me summarize what all I'm getting at. I want you right now to decide to go after what you want. I'm giving you permission to go after what you want. Don't worry if anybody likes it. Don't worry about if anybody agrees. I'm giving you permission today. Go look at your dreams. Look at what you forfeit and say, I'm going after what I want. I make a decision today to go after what I want. Not tomorrow, but today. Then go into your mind. Then go into your mind and see yourself having that which you want. Go into your mind, go into your imagination, the playground of the gods, and see yourself possessing that which you want. Feel it, smell it, touch it in your imagination that you have that which you want. Now that you are clearly convinced on the inside that it belongs to you, go after it. Go after it. Watch what happens when you make a decision to go after what you want. Watch how the world begins to open up to you. Watch how you run into people that can help you get to where you want. Some people will not show up in your life and to the point, some people will not show up in your life until you decide that this is what I want. I hear somebody, I don't know who it is, that's listening to this. You're worried about, you want something that's so big, but you're concerned about the money. You want something so big and you're looking at your credit, you're looking at all of that. I'm saying to you today, make a decision that you have it now. Stop looking up the lack of what you don't have or the lack of money and look at what you do have, your decision to have it right now. I know I'm not talking no woo-woo stuff. I'm giving you clear stuff that I use all the time. Let me say that again. Someone is thinking about, well, LDA, I hear what you're saying, but what about the money? But how that's going to work out? Stop looking at the lack of the money and look at that you are at the end and that you possess exactly what you want. Let me say that again. Go to the end and see that you possess exactly what you want now. Make a decision within. See it clearly that it is yours. And and from that decision, watch the world begins to open up and to pull strings, pull people, situations to you to cause it to happen for you. Make a decision now. Stop looking at the lack of money, the opportunity, or where you live. I live over here, and it's this going on. Stop looking at that. Go within and see that what you want is yours already. The moment you wanted it, it's the moment that it's yours. If this is making sense to you, because I'm at an hour and 8 minutes, let me know in the chat room. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, if you understanding what I'm saying, or if this has helped you today, let me know. Let me know in the chat room. This has helped you because I'm at the end of what I'm going to say about this. Let me know if this has helped you. You like, you know what? I needed to hear this. And if you did need to hear it, let me know too. Picking up, I pick it up. If this has helped you, let me know clearly. Yo, this helped me out. I got to make some decisions. I'm not going to be afraid of making these decisions. I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something about it. Let me know in the chat room. This has helped you out. This is good. This is real talk, right? See, we can talk all day about getting women. We can talk about that. Dude, If you get this side together, women are gonna be just the easiest thing to do. Help for sure, good. Yeah, because I can easily talk about women and game and all like that, dude. If you can get this side, if you can get this side together, your mindset, all that stuff would be so easy. This has helped you out, good, good, good. All that other stuff, all that stuff. I'm telling you, that'll be easy. Someone, oh boy, you got me tapping in. Someone in the chat room needs to make a decision about moving. And you are wavering between two decisions on what you need to do. Someone in the chat room needs to make a decision about moving. Peace going on. What's going on, Cham? Someone in the chat room needs to make a decision about moving. Where you are at now, you need to make a decision to move. Let me say that again. I know it's just a few of us here, which is cool with me. Someone in the chat room needs to make a decision about moving. You've been thinking about it. You've been wondering, should I move? I'm not sure. Is this the right time? You need to make a decision today that you need to move. I'm not trying to be spooky. I ain't all like that. I'm just being LDA. But somebody definitely who's listening to this, I'll tell you this. You decide for yourself, but you need to move. Once you make that decision on the inside of you that you're going to move, everything's gonna open up for you. The reason why the doors have not opened up for you because you have not made a decision that you're going to move. I'm talking to an individual now who needs to make that decision. Yep. I'm thinking about when Pimp God moved from Cleveland to DC. The same, right. He sure did. He sure did. And we grew up together. Same elementary school, me and Pimp God. But someone need to make that decision because you've been thinking about it. You've been wavering about it. You've been, I don't know, my money, this and you need to make a decision that you're going to move. When you do that, the doors will open. Someone else need to make a decision. Somebody else need to make a decision. You need to travel this year. Stop thinking about the money, how it's going to work out, where it's going to happen. You need to make a decision that you're going to take a vacation this year. Let me stop. Let me stop because I don't want to get in people's business. Thank you, LDA. This has been fire. You're very welcome. With that being said, this is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. We're raising up Renaissance men and women, but particularly this is a men's channel. We're raising up Renaissance men. And you look at the definition of what a Renaissance person is. We're changing the culture one person at a time. Hood stuff ain't even here. Ghetto culture, not here. We're raising up Renaissance men and women. This is Lawrence D. I'm about to go get. I'm about to go get me something to eat, and I'm trying to think: do I want the fish or I want the chicken? I forgot my jerk chicken, but I think I might get some Thai today. I'm not sure. We're gonna see. With that being said, thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chats. Cash apps. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Thank you, Wade, for the 4.99. Thank you, Tony. Tone, thank you for much for the thank you. I appreciate you guys. I'm honored. Thank you so much. Oh, if you need that coaching, you need to make sure you sign up for that coaching. Sign up for that coaching and get that one-on-one coaching, and allow me to, and allow me to allow the furniture to be moved in your mind, so that you can go to another, so you can reach another timeline. You need to get that coaching. Peace to the gods. What's up, Peace to the gods. I like that. Peace to the God. What's up, Good to see you. Peace to the gods. Get that coaching. Get that one-on-one coaching with me. You will be surprised how things will begin to move in your life. Peace to the gods. I love that. We're going to end on that. We're going to end on that note. Peace to the gods. Right when this ends, because this is about to end in a few minutes, I want you to write. I want you to write in the comments, the gods have decided. Let me say that again. When this ends, I want you to write in the comments under this video, the gods have decided. I want you, let me pay it. Simple thing to do. After this video ends, in the comments after this video, write, the gods have decided. I simple instructions. This is your test right now. Get the likes up, but I want you to write in the comments after this stream is about to end in a few minutes. Right in there, the gods, the GODS have decided. I want you to write that in the comments after this video ends. Underneath it, you need to let everybody know that the gods have decided. Man, I can go another hour just on that. On the God, when you come from the God mindset, oh my God. But I want you to write in the comments after it ends, the gods have decided. With that being said, I'm going to end. I'm in my car, but I'm going to end with this. Peace to the gods.
You're tuned in to The Thinking Class with Lawrence D. Adams. Let's go.